Stop it. Le Chat is on Le Chaise.
Okay. Spring Lake Park, Robbinsdale, Cooper football.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep. I was like, do we have to be careful about 6, 7 references now? Because that's
stop it.
That's the new term.
Nope.
I always thought they were. Tonight's weather is fitting for a Spring Lake Park team who has been red hot all season. The number 2 team in Class 5A looks to maintain their undefeated mark against the Robbinsdale Coopoer Hawks, a team that has won their last 2 games and would love to throw an upset card into the mix. This is live coverage on North Metro TV. I'm Mike Eden, and we're joined by Jody Raylander. It's been a minute since you and I have called the game together for North Metro TV, but Jody, no stranger to this facility as the head coach of the Minnesota together for North Metro TV, but Jody, no stranger to this facility as the head coach of the Minnesota Minx. This is their home base, so Jody, I'm guessing the perspective is a little different up here, but Spring Lake Park 5-0, they only trail St. Thomas Academy in the Class 5A rankings. You have to think they will be ready to play tonight.
Hopefully this isn't a trap game for them tonight, Mike. We're looking to see a strong ground game from Spring Lake Park and see what Cooper's got. They're rising, hot-tober for them, I think.
Hot-tober indeed. The temperature as it stands right now, 86 degrees, the dew point 63. There's a look at Robbinsdale Coopoer. A few of their games are missing on the stat database, so the picture's a little incomplete, but Tony Patterson, the head coach of the Hawks, they had some successful teams with Willie Howard and Jackson Howard in recent years. It's one of those programs that would like to go toe-to-toe, and Jody, something we should point out, Robbinsdale Coopoer 2-3, but they weren't exactly run out of the building in their 3 losses.
No, less than about 1 score in 2 of their 3 losses. So they're staying in games. They're staying in games late, or they're coming back. So I expect a pretty furious contest here tonight.
Robbinsdale Coopoer won the toss and elected to defer. So Spring Lake Park will get the ball to start. That means we'll see Nolan Roach, but again, Spring Lake Park, they like to get it done on the ground, and we will talk more about that as we get into it. But
Spring Lake Park featuring a returner who had an amazing day last week, so over the course of the season. So fun to see him on feature in the very start of the game.
One of them is Colin Welch, and the other one, I think, is Chase Warner, but no, it's number 6. Couldn't make out 6 or an 8. It's EJ Monduo. We are underway. Jody, let's get bougie ramen. Colin Welch fields
it. There he goes.
Has a lot of space up the left side, picking up where he left off last week. A great return for the Panthers as they pounce their way to enemy territory.
Anytime you can get that ball back over the midfield mark on a kick return, you are in good stead.
They just have plenty of space up the left side, as we see here on the replay. Monluo.
If I'm the special teams coach for the Hawks, I'm definitely talking about return lanes and angles.
I was going to say Welch averaging nearly 35 yards a return. So this is no surprise if you're number 2, but now we'll get our first look at number 7, Colin Roach, and he has had a terrific season. But again, it's going to be the running backs that do a lot of talking. And we start with a run play up the middle for number 28, Marquel Mitchell. He has 3 100-yard games, and he takes the pile with them to the 42-yard line, a gain of 6.
Coming a little high through that line of scrimmage. We'll see if he pays for that a little bit later. But 7 yards, 6-7 yards on first down. That's a good job of the O-line. They're ready to go.
Marquel Mitchell, again, 3 100-yard games, including 2 in a row. And Spring Lake Park, for the most part, they've won their games running away. So the Panthers able to let off the gas a little bit toward the end of games. I don't think we've seen this team run a full one, as Mitchell looks for a gap, and forward progress will spot him at the 39-yard line to make it 3rd and 1.
Cooper stiffening up pretty well once that initial contact is made. Prevented him from getting the first down there.
As you saw in the graphic, Mitchell running for nearly 500 yards, but it is a tandem, so you won't find the run game on any leaderboards, but they're number 2 in the rankings. I think that's good enough. But Mitchell and Brown, they're going to be the 2 primaries. Brown off to the right in the receiving slot. Of course, they'll go to Mitchell on 3rd and 1. What am I thinking? They're not going to throw.
They did make you think there with the spread to the right, but definite, and then off tackle to the left. So pretty good play call on 3rd and short.
8-yard gain, more than enough for a first down. And I guess, Jody, we teased in the open, different perspective. I guess that rings true for both of us. Normally, I'm in the press box announcing the result of said plays.
Yep, and I'm on the field calling them, so this is fun.
1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 31. Another run for Mitchell. He's got plenty of daylight going into the secondary, and he's close enough. Actually, I think they'll give him the first. Yes, they signaled to move the chains. That is 4 carries now for Mitchell.
Really nice blocking scheme there up front, and then Mitchell just powering through the gap.
4 carries for Mitchell. He already has 27 yards.
This bunched line of Spring Lake Park, I haven't had the ability to watch a lot of prep football this year, but there they go again.
Mitchell, no coverage this time. He gets wrapped up for a loss of 1.
That is the danger of that formation. If you miss your blocks and the running back has to bounce outside, not always a lot of help out there.
And even though Mitchell has 3 100-yard games and has a healthy yards per carry average, no running back is impervious to blocking mishaps.
Lost a couple of them.
So you're right, a 2-yard loss. It is 2nd and 12. They'll pitch it. This time it's Brown, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a short loss, but Robbinsdale Cooper starting to tighten up those gaps.
Well read by Cooper on that side. The option coming around the other side. Just great job staying home by the Cooper defense. Right there. Yep. Good job on the edge.
The open field tackle makes it 3rd and 13, and I think we'll see a passing play now. Nolan Roach doesn't throw a lot, but he has been terrific when he does. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, rating of 138.2. He is dropping back, but he's under pressure, gets rid of, escapes, I should say, and then just throws it away outside the pocket. Or was he? A flag is thrown. I think he was outside.
He was outside the pocket. I don't think he was across the line. Let's see what this is.
Did he get across the line of scrimmage? That was my second thought.
Yeah.
Did he get hit out of bounds?
They're pointing to the defense, so.
It is tough to tell when all those players are standing in front of you.
Yeah.
Here's the ruling.
Waving it off. No flag.
All that build up, and they pick up the flag.
Rather they talk about it and get it right.
Better that than any controversies compared to the Minnesota Phoenix series of a few days ago.
Yes.
We don't want anything like that here. But it is important. By the way, the officials, John Andre, the head referee, Pete Schutte, the umpire line judge, Matthew Andre, Alyssa Byron Jeffries, the down judge, and James Andre, the back judge. Spring Lake Park will go for it. This is 4-down territory, but it's 4th and long. Brown will run a halfback option, going for it all, and the pass underthrown.
It's Spring Lake Park doesn't get in the end zone. It's early. Why not pull something out of the bags of tricks? Sure.
So a promising start. Again, Mitchell had 27 yards in the first 4 carries. Ends with a thud. And a big break for Robbinsdale Coopoer. Of course, here's the other side of the coin. Can they cash in? We do have play clocks here. I have seen that more frequently now in high school stadiums, and I personally welcome it. It's one less thing for the players and refs to keep track of. We'll get names and numbers for Coopoer as we make our way through, but the play clock down to 3. They do snap it off. They fake the throw. That's Beckham Van Voorst. He's the quarterback, and his pass is incomplete. Samaje Young, the intended receiver, and 2nd and 10 coming up.
And his receiver looked just a little bit out of sync there. Let's see if they can pick it up on 2nd down.
Robbinsdale Coopoer beating Park Center 40-28 and Irondale 49-14 after 3 straight losses to start the year. And as Jody mentioned, 2 of them 1-possession games. They try a run, flag from the side. Usually that means illegal formation, but we'll check the marker. The ball carrier was Amari Davison, and he didn't get much. John Andre. And they're talking with Coopoer. Illegal formation. Panthers will decline it and make it 3rd down. 3rd and long, I don't blame them.
It can be tough on those edges to know whether you're on or off the line, but that's why the line judges are there, the side judge, to help you figure out if you're legal.
So Spring Lake Park declines it to make it 3rd and 9 at the 25. High snap, Van Voorst fields it, slings it, but it's incomplete. Young, the intended receiver, and it's a 3 and out for Coopoer. So
looks like a punt. Yep.
Yeah, you're not going to try a 4th and 9 from this part of the field, but a tough break for Coopoer. They got the stop and end up with a 3 and out. That should give good field position to the Panthers.
Van Voorst looks a little unsettled here early. He's had some open receivers, but just not hit the mark. So
7:49 left in the first quarter. Mike Beaton and Jody Raylander, the woman they affectionately call Moose in Vixen and Minxland. Punt is away. Welch won't return it because it was a short one as it bounces just past midfield.
Ironically, worse field position than they started with after the opening kickoff.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park, they're really starting to fall apart, aren't they?
Tough row to hoe here so far for the Panthers.
Well, speaking as a coach, I know you also officiate, Jody, and you played, so you have every perspective available. What's the attitude? You're in week 6, a couple of weeks to go after this. Spring Lake Park trying to position themselves for a deep postseason run. We'll talk more about that after this first down play. I would expect a heavy dose of Marquel Mitchell. Mildo throw on a bootleg, and Roach, that was deflected, incomplete.
Coopoer really coming strong on those edges. Nice to see.
So what is the mindset middle of the season? What are you working on? What are you trying to get through? Because I feel like this is the most difficult part of the slog when you're in that middle ground, that middle row?
A slog is a great word, Mike. You really have to find a balance between keeping everybody healthy, but not letting up, and then preparing for hopefully a long playoff run and into the bank.
And with the weather the way it is tonight, hydration crucial, because
Yes.
as you know, temperatures in the 80s, dew points in the 60s, that means cramping can be a problem. But Mitchell hasn't had too much trouble finding his way through gaps. He picks up 6 on that run up the middle. That makes it 3rd and 4.
Spring Lake Park really having success in that AB gap on either side of the ball.
And for those who aren't sure, remind us the AB gaps.
The AB gap, right. So since I think in terms of defense, AB gaps are basically the first and second gaps to either side of the center.
You and I do that, of course, but I always like to inform newcomers who might be watching this for the first time. We saw Roach's passing numbers, but he elected to keep it, and he picks up 1. That makes it 4th and 3. I would think Spring Lake Park goes for this, but an interesting play call, Jody.
Absolutely. A power on 3rd and medium could work. I probably would have sent Mitchell back through the B gap.
Roach has to come out for a play.
Helmet came off.
And Marcus Snyder will come in now. They're lining up to go for it.
Yeah.
At this part of the field, I don't blame them, but
I don't
backup
hate it.
quarterback on 4th down. What a way to get your first snap of the day. They'll go to the ground.
Oh,
Cooper swallows up Mitchell.
Nice stand up front there for Cooper. That'll get your juices flowing.
And it's the Hawks flying high with a couple of defensive stops. So Spring Lake Park picks up no first downs, a 4 and out. And Cooper, I guess, gets a few free yards of field position.
Really good read by that linebacker, just going with the flow and filling and getting that play dead.
Spring Lake Park, I thought they were going to be a favorite, but so far, Robbinsdale Cooper's defense hanging with them. We'll see if that stamina can uphold itself as the game wears on, but right now it's 1st and 10. Snap! Big trouble for the Hawks. And Van Voorst just has to fall on it. As you know, high school and college, once the knee's down, the play stops, and an unforced error on Robbinsdale Cooper. That pushes them back 13.
Snapping is an underappreciated art. You always know when someone is bad at it, but when they're good at it, they rarely get the credit they deserve.
Just like turtles?
Just like turtles, yep.
Robbinsdale Cooper facing 2nd and 23 following the 13-yard loss on the high snap. Miscues like that cost Park of Cottage Grove in week 1 against White Bear Lake. Van Voorst in trouble, throws it out of bounds. Nobody was there. Ian Allen, the closest player on either side to the ball. And officials, okay, resetting. I didn't think it was intentional grounding, but it's still 3rd and 23. Not a whole lot of plays for this down to distance.
Yep, 3rd and not quite a bus ticket, but in that territory.
More like 3rd and Fridley?
3rd and Fridley. There you go.
3rd and Mounds View?
Yeah.
That's not the longest 3rd down I've ever seen, though. I'll explain in a moment.
Got timeout? Yep. Timeout, Cooper.
Their first of the half. Town Square, as you know, covers the Minnesota Vixen games that Jody was a part of for so many years. And I think a couple years ago, they had a glitch with their graphics, so it read 3rd and 12,000 something.
I'd forgotten about that.
Jody calculated the distance and said it would have been about 8 miles.
Oh, goodness.
Thank the maker, football fields are not that long in length.
I don't. The scores would end up being, I think, 6 to nothing if you had to go 8 miles to get the first down.
Fortunately, you do not have to go 8 miles to indulge in your meat madness. They are one of the vendors here for Tackle Cancer Night at Spring Lake Park. Had a chance to indulge in some barbecue myself, and they did not disappoint. Always great when the local vendors come out and offer their cuisine for high school games. I know the Minks have had some partners over the years. But here's 3rd and 23, Van Voorst. Throw up the middle, intercepted. Number 4, Marcus Snyder. He's got room to run. The 20,
nope.
Pushed out of bounds. That could be the first big momentum play. A flag comes in late.
A little bit of taunting maybe at the end there.
We'll have to check the marker. The interception should stand, but Jody, that was created by the pressure from Chase Warner.
Yep. Good fundamentals there, getting the ball on the outside arm as he approached the sideline. Yep, we're going to get Cooper, number 4, for after action.
That would be Ashton Harris, and that would give Spring Lake Park a few more yards. It would be half the distance since the ball was spotted at the 15. If that is indeed the call, there's Marcus Snyder with the pick. Again, Jody, an official herself, so we don't have to go to the replay booth or a Mike Pereira-like figure.
Yep, unsportsmanlike.
And that was for the late hit by Ashton Harris.
That's,
Spring Lake Park also got tagged with 1.
Okay, offsetting.
So it's first down.
Yes.
Both were after the play, so I think they're going to calculate distance one way and then the other. That's typically, as I understand it, how it works for fouls that occur after the play. So it's going to push Spring Lake Park back a few yards.
Correct. Interesting.
Well, we saw the hit by Harris. I'm wondering, there was some extracurricular after that where Spring Lake Park got into them a bit, and perhaps they were flagged for that follow-up.
Well, it speaks to good mechanics by the official, because you are taught to get yourself out of bounds, let the play happen in front of you, and not take your eyes off of the players after the whistle. So good job on the official getting into the proper position, making the correct call, and now we have a ball. Yeah, okay, so out of bounds.
There's the
ball's gone. Little.
So both 4s got into it. It was the takedown by Harris, and then
a little
Snyder
bit of shoving.
didn't like that.
Yep.
So Spring Lake Park loses a few yards after that exchange. They'll start at the 23, though. Still great field position following the Snyder interception. Screen pass caught.
Nice little tunnel screen.
That
Good
is
job,
Brown.
Oh,
cuts
boy.
up the middle. See you later.
That's the danger of those outside screens. You get that little scrum action, people trying to get off a block or get to the ball, and then everybody misses, and there goes the runner inside. Good persistence by Spring Lake Park.
Nolan Roach with his first touchdown pass on the screen to Lamari Brown. And in a matter of seconds, Spring Lake Park in front. The extra point is through. One play, 23 yards, 9 seconds, and Spring Lake Park cashes in on the interception, up 7-0. Here's another look.
Read the blockers, good, yeah, just great patience, and then finding the green and putting your foot in the ground and going.
And I noticed that was set up. Brown was doing a little stutter step to keep Cooper's defenders from touching him, getting to him, and that gave him the space he needed. Lamari Brown picking up his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. He does lead the team in receptions and yards. He had 10 for 239 coming in. He can add 23 more to that with a touchdown to boot. And I think that adds to Spring Lake Park's versatility. It's not just the 2-man tandem on the ground game, Jody. Lamari Brown, he's a dual threat offensive weapon for the Panthers. He can run, he can catch. That's tough to stop.
As a coach, that's the kind of player that you are so blessed to have, a multiple threat that you can just plug in anywhere you need.
Spring Lake Park, after a couple of drives, stalled. Get on the board. Now Coopoer with their first kickoff return. There was some space on the right side, and it closes up as, another push, and that's going to be another foul on Ashton Harris. That's the second time Jody Ashton has engaged in some extracurriculars after a play. There might be some heated tensions.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, if that's the second, that could be an ejection. Personal foul.
So that negates a decent return by Harris. And Jody, that has to be frustrating. I've never seen that happen with your Minx players or when I've covered Vixen games. So I'm guessing you can't relate directly, but if you're coaching and you're having that happen, how do you get someone like Ashton to settle down? Because these penalties could be coming back to haunt him later on in this game.
Well, of course, you never want to see that from a player. You know, you just have to remember. We'll wait for the play here, and then I'll talk more about it.
1st and 10 at the 15, following the 15-yard penalty. And we'll start with the run play for Davison. Nowhere to go. Spring Lake Park's defensive line stops him for a loss.
Cooper's O-line has some size, but they are getting absolutely stood up, and it's just a 3-front with maybe a bandit coming through. Loss of playing time, I think, is sometimes the only thing that speaks to an athlete who's having a tough night. What I will say is that football is an emotional game being played by teenagers who are incentivized to perform well. And when things aren't going well, some people struggle with that.
And that extends all the way up to adults.
Sure does.
2nd and a long 10. Screen pass caught, but off balance was Samaje Young. And Cooper doesn't get much out of that play.
Yeah, Van Voorst didn't give his receiver any help by throwing a pass that was outside the frame, meaning the receiver had to leap for it. A little high, and then the receiver really didn't have a chance to juke the defender.
3rd and 9. They did give Young a couple of yards, but Jody, Cooper has yet to pick up a 1st down, and they have faced 3rd and longs on all 3 of their possessions. Their last resulted in a pick.
Yep, it's the struggle bus here for Cooper to start, but we'll see. And a timeout. 2nd timeout before the end of the 1st quarter. So
3:51 left in the 1st. Perhaps a wise one here, because you don't want to use them early, but there are signs that Cooper's resolve is wavering a little bit. You have the 2 personal fouls on Harris. You had an interception on the last drive after holding Spring Lake Park scoreless in their first 2 possessions. So a timeout may not be a bad idea, just to get everyone refocused.
Get the ducks in a row, as they say. Yep.
Or the Hawks in formation in this case.
Yep.
You'd have to go to Oregon to find ducks.
That's fair.
Or Anaheim.
Yep.
I don't think we have any teams named the Ducks in Minnesota.
Mighty or otherwise.
At least not at the high school level, certainly not at the college level. 3rd and 9, just about. Van Voorst drops back finds Harris. Harris has the first down and plenty more as he makes defenders miss. First down, and Cooper needed that one badly.
Yep. And now we see a glimpse.
Oh, there is a flag. There's a flag at the 15.
Oh boy, holding, false start.
Or illegal formation.
Or illegal formation. Yep, those signals are the same. You are correct.
Right.
Yep.
It's okay. I've watched enough football to pick up on it. False start, they'll stop the play. Illegal formation.
They'll let it go, right.
And that is a killer either way.
Man, you got to check in with that ref if you're on the outside. Kids, if you're watching, make sure you check in with that ref. Make sure you're legal.
And I'm glad you brought that point up, Jody, because at the high school level, look at the far left side. Nobody lined up along the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
But a lot of times, Jody, officials, 3rd and 14 now, will consult with players and let them know, hey, you're not up at the line.
We absolutely want to make you legal before we make you wrong.
Oh, another high snap. It goes into the end zone. Who's going to fall on it? It's Spring Lake Park for the touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Jamal Smith with a scoop and score.
You gotta wonder. I haven't been able to see whether Spring Lake Park is really beating up the center for Cooper on every play, but you gotta wonder with 2 miscues now whether that's a recurring theme.
Second high snap for Robbinsdale Cooper and the Panthers have their vibranium suits ready to go. Sam Wolde boots the extra point through, and Spring Lake Park is up 14-0.
Well, now it's time for Cooper to take a deep breath. Yep. It's tough. So another thing about the way you coach people through adversity is when you know you have a buddy, so the quarterback had a friend back there, take out the defender, so at least it's only a safety and not a touchdown.
And adversity is something you've dealt with as head coach of the Minks. And I don't say that to try to denigrate your coaching acumen. The Minks are a new team, and typically every new team has the growing pains. But what do you tell your players? Because they've been in situations like this where you can tell they're putting the effort, they're just not getting the results they wanted.
The rubber band of fate and effort always snaps back. So
I've never heard that one before.
So what I tell people is that, yeah, today might be absolute crap, but tomorrow might not be. And if you just keep going, the rubber band of fate and effort always snaps back.
Were you watching 1960s reruns of Batman before the game?
I was not.
Because that sounds like something the Adam West Bruce Wayne would say, as Cooper looking for some return yards.
Okay.
And Samaje Young giving it to
he's fast, he's fast.
He's fast, he cuts directions, went left and right and runs out of bounds. That could be a momentum turner for Robbinsdale Cooper. And no flag this time. Robbinsdale Cooper in desperate need of a positive play. And Jody, you talk about that rubber band, it might be snapping back already.
You bet, that's exactly right. A really nice field vision here by number 5. Let his block set up and then just finds a little seam of daylight and doesn't try to do too much. Just gets what he can and gives his team a little lift.
As we saw in the replay, he just followed his blockers, followed the lanes. When the left lane closed up, he went right. That's exactly how you scheme it up.
It is. On
special teams. So Robbinsdale Cooper with their best field position of the game. They would love a score to get back in this. A run play on 1st and 10, and lunging forward is Amari Davison.
And one thing that's great about a positive play like that is that it allows your whole team to just go, okay, we can do this. This is not insurmountable. And you can see there the O-line had a little bit of extra zhuzh as they went into that run play. Zhuzh is a technical term. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a 3.5-yard gain, so we'll call it 2nd and 6 because we don't have halves in football. 3-step drop. Van Voorst wants to throw. Has time. Going deep. Looking for Young. Almost had him. That will make it 3rd and 6.5.
Let's see if we can see on this replay how close it was. Oh man.
Went right through him.
Yep. That's yeah, and he knows it too. That's a play you'd like to have back.
That never happened to you as a player, right? Well, you were on defense. You were a linebacker, so catching was less of an imperative.
Catching was less of an imperative as a linebacker, but man, sometimes you think about those tackles that you miss.
Or those deflections that could be interceptions.
Yep.
So 3rd and 6 plus a quarter for Robbinsdale Cooper, trying to cash in on this field position. It's a toss. Spring Lake Park gets to Davison. He is able to work his way forward for a gain of a couple, and I suspect Robbinsdale Cooper will go for it here on 4th down.
I think you're right, Mike.
Just a hunch, but this isn't the NFL. Our kickers aren't as accurate from 50-plus yards.
The fact that 59-yard field goals appear to be just standard in the NFL these days, that's crazy.
We had a 70-yarder, I think,
yes,
in the preseason.
Yes.
So distance doesn't mean anything anymore in the pros, but it's going to be a while before we see 59-yard field goals here.
Yes.
4th and 4. Will they go to the air? Will they go to the ground? They go to the air. Throw up the middle, too high for Ashton Harris. And Spring Lake Park will take over on downs.
Yeah, Van Voorst had an open receiver, just his mechanics didn't follow through quite enough, and too high for his receiver.
A couple of times, Jody, we've seen that, and no quarterback is perfect. But at this level, it's more pronounced because if you don't throw the ball within that frame that you spoke of, you get incompletions or you lead your receiver off balance. Cooper a little out of sorts there, but they still have time. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. It's a toss to E.J. Monluo.
Speaking of the tackles that you wish you had back, a linebacker came flying in there and had a shot at a no gain takedown and just missed him. Nice block on number 7 there, and yep. So we call that overrunning, boys and girls. You got to keep that inside leverage on your target.
6-yard gain. That makes it 2nd and 4 from the 40. Mitchell in the backfield. Monluo in motion. Fumble. Ball's up for grabs. It's still live. Cooper says they have it. Spring Lake Park recovered it.
I think the Panthers got it back.
Yes, number 55, Jameer Hill-Smith, averting disaster. But Jody, number 2 team in the state, a reminder that even an undefeated squad is not invincible.
Well, the option, we always say run, pass, sneak, fumble. There's always a
What?
There's always a 4th option on that play.
And option 5, the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Right, exactly.
3rd and 6, a loss of 2 on the play. And Spring Lake Park exhaling. It could have been a lot worse than that. Mitchell on the carry. They'll give it to him, and he's got plenty of room upfield. Nearly beat his man, but it's a 1st down for Spring Lake Park, and that should get them recentered.
I really enjoy a good football foot race. You know, when the running backs kind of breaks a little bit free. Nice block, man. Look at the O-line just grading the road down the field. That's great.
He paved it. Mitchell ran through it. 21-yard gain, and that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. Spring Lake Park leads 14-0 as they are in enemy territory once again.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will. But you don't have to do it alone, that's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what?
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
(14-0) second quarter, and we just witnessed the end of a charitable giveaway of $10,000. I wonder if that's the fifth option to run pass option fumble. $10,000.
Who knows? I'd like that option.
I'd like to see the full list of options.
Correct.
Are there 10? Are there 20?
Yes,
You think about all the plays in
the
football?
whole menu, yeah.
Because interception would be, what, 6 or 7?
I would say, yep.
Safety, 8?
Yeah.
Where are we? First and
I
10
don't
at
know.
the 43. And Roach going deep to absolutely no one.
Yep.
It's a miscommunication, I think. Caden Conkler, the intended receiver.
Yeah, I don't know if the receiver got hung up a little bit at the line, but the timing was clearly off. That fade just didn't quite work.
So it's 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
You'd like to see a good defensive stand here from Cooper, just to keep Spring Lake Park out of the end zone one more time.
Panthers in position to run away with this. That's number 10, Jonathan Smith, breaking tackles, outrunning the coverage. Dragged from behind, just outside of the goal line. A touchdown saving tackle, but Smith takes them all the way to the 1.
Nearly a horse collar, but he got his hands on the jersey and not inside the pads, and that's what made it legal.
It wouldn't have mattered all that much from the 1-yard line, but a 42-yard pickup for Jonathan Smith. And there's another look.
Great job of running behind his pads.
And that's an important distinction. What's a horse collar, what isn't? As you said, grab the jersey, not inside of it.
Yep.
So a power run for Mitchell, you think, here? 1st and goal at the 1?
I would not be surprised.
Roach trying to sneak it, and
Keeper, yeah.
that didn't work out in the slightest. I didn't see much blocking in front of Roach, Jody, as that play was developing. And Roach,
Yep.
Here's another look at the tackle by Harris
Yep.
on Smith.
So, again, jersey, not pads. That's what keeps it legal.
2nd and goal from the 2 after Roach was pushed back a yard.
Pretty good job diagnosing there by Cooper. Let's see if they can do it again.
They go to
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
No doubter. Touchdown, Panthers.
Spring Lake Park doing a good job of taking advantage of what's working, right? Maybe you run that little AB gap to the left 18 times, but if it gets you 5-6 yards every time, why not?
That's favorable math in football.
Sure is.
So another extra point attempt for Sam Wolde.
Up and through.
And that makes it 21-0 on a drive that was 7 plays, 34 yards, and ends with a Marquell Mitchell touchdown run, his first of the night. The time of the drive, 2 minutes, 59 seconds.
One hallmark of a really good running team is that repeated success with a certain kind of play. You can tell that the blocking scheme for that AB gap run has been drilled into that O-line's head until they just do it. It's almost muscle memory at this point.
Mitchell picking up his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And I'd say Spring Lake Park, a little bumpy, Jody, but they're in full control of this game.
Yeah, interesting kickoff formation here from the hash versus the middle of the field.
We better behave ourselves. The big boys are here at WCCO getting highlights of this game.
Make sure I don't have any salad in my teeth.
Or pork in my case. Short kick. Remember, On kickoffs, it just has to go 10 yards, onside or not. Spring Lake Park trying to spring a trap. Cooper was ready for it. Dalton falls on it, so Cooper will get good field position. But interesting play call, Jody. Up 21, you go for the squib kick. I'm guessing the Panthers were going to try to catch them by surprise.
Good, just a little bit too hard, too fast on that squib attempt. And why not, right? We saw a halfback pass on the first drive. We see a squib kick here. When the stakes are, when you have a pretty good lead, why not pull some things out of the bag?
And at the high school level, you do not have to be the trailing team to attempt an onside kick.
Nowhere do you have to declare it.
First and 10, Van Voorst. Quick slant, intercepted. Sawyer Thompson feeling like #1 on that pick.
Tough night for Van Voorst. He looked at the sideline receiver, tried to come back. Sawyer was not having it. Read that the whole way.
Yanni Brown, the intended receiver in Spring Lake Park's defense. Clamping down. They're not inviting anyone to this party.
It is invitation.
Invitation only?
Invitation only, and maybe theirs got lost.
Roach going deep.
Is that going to be a flag? No.
Welch, the intended receiver. Eric Larkins on the coverage.
I think that's a good no call. I don't see any. I don't see any.
I didn't see enough either.
Yeah, I didn't see any real loss of movement.
So that will make it 2nd and 10. Some updates for you. Snyder got his 3rd interception earlier. 3rd interception of the season as Brown goes for a spin but gets past midfield. 8-yard gain. That will make it 3rd and 2.
And once again, you'll see on the replay here, the Spring Lake Park receivers and line are just getting downfield. There's a convoy.
Third and short. Plenty of options here. Mitchell in the backfield. Handoff, draw play. He gets a yard. 4th and 1. I suspect the Panthers will go for it.
I would think so.
Uh-oh.
Couple of Panthers slow to get up. Yep.
Mitchell's one of them.
It's tough there in that attack point when you're running the option. The bodies get a little bit crazy in there. Easy to turn an ankle or get smushed.
Marquel Mitchell, the 5'10" sophomore. This would be a notable loss for the Panthers, depending on the severity of the injury. Of course, we can't tell from up here. Trainers working on the knee.
Hard to tell from that angle, but the trainer's doing the classic ligament series of tests.
And he's hopping back to the Spring Lake Park bench. Mitchell had a touchdown run on the last possession for the Panthers of 2 yards, but unable to put any weight on the injured knee. So we'll have to see what that means for the Panthers. Again, #2 team in Class 5A.
Jonathan Smith, number 10, comes in relief.
And it's Roach who will keep it on 4th down, and he's got more than enough to move the chains. He needed 1, he got them 4.
In Spring Lake Park, running this double wing option, it's so hard to defend. It's why teams run it, because when you're multiple, you have to defend everything. It's assignment football.
Monluo and Brown, the wingmen for Smith on 1st and 10. Inside draw, Smith gets 2 yards before a host of tacklers bring him down. Jody, you know injuries are a part of the game. I remember one of the Minx games where I think July 23 had a big game and then took a serious hit. Mentally, how do you keep your team focused?
Well, 2 things. Next person up, you can't predict injury, and you just have the time for crying is after the whistle.
2nd and 8. 3-step drop for Roach. He's flushed out. Goes
picked
short, yes, and it is intercepted. It's Harris who's still on his feet. There is a flag near the 20.
I think it happened after the interception.
I see just the 1 flag.
Yeah, not sure. Might have had a little extracurricular there after the interception.
We'll have to see what the penalty is about. As Jody noted, it appeared to come after the pick. And this is a pivotal call here, considering where we're at in the game. Cooper just got an interception when Spring Lake Park was ready to march downfield again. And here comes the ruling from John Andre.
Face mask. Oh, offsetting. First down. Gosh, that just hurts the heart.
That hurts Cooper more than Spring Lake Park.
Yep.
So it will remain 2nd and 8, but that takes away a pick.
Well, let's see if Cooper can do it again. This is why you play the game, because anything can happen on any given play.
A do-over. 2nd and 8. Now Roach goes left. Pass caught. Number 17, Jackson Rice for the 1st down.
Pretty good on the rollout. Pretty well executed play for Spring Lake Park. Get that 1st down.
Passing doesn't come often for Nolan Roach, but again, he's been money. Just 1 interception, and that came in the season opener at Two Rivers, a game Spring Lake Park won 34-14. Has a touchdown pass already tonight. Brown on the carry, picks up 4 yards. And Spring Lake Park continuing this series without Marquel Mitchell, the starting running back, although I do see Mitchell back on the sideline, Jody. And it looks like he's up and walking around. That would appear to indicate that his injury
was
not as severe.
Right.
And I'll finish that point in a moment. 2nd and 6. Brown looking for blockers up the middle. Can't find any. No, Roach was on the carry. They faked it. Roach kept it himself, but no yards. It's a good thing I'm not down there, Jody, or I would have been posterized.
And there comes Mark.
And the point I was going to make, sometimes injuries look more severe than they actually are and vice versa. That's why you always hear me say I won't speculate on the severity.
Absolutely. And now Mitchell's back in the game, and you can tell that the two people that they'd had substituting for him, they give up both weight and what I call get off. They're less explosive, so he's definitely the number one.
Mitchell will hope to perhaps blow things up in this third down play, but Roach, a delay keeper, and gets a couple of yards. 4 down territory in all likelihood, so that gets them a couple yards closer to the first down, but it's 4th and 4. I would argue, Jody, this is a big 4th down.
I agree. Maybe a little trickeration from Spring Lake Park, but Cooper's got to stay the course. Just assignment football. Do your job.
Cooper wants to get the defense off the field, trailing 21-0. They can't afford to lose any more ground. Roach to his left. Pass incomplete. Tried to lead Sawyer. No, that was Jackson Rice. I stand corrected. Either way, a turnover on downs and a break for the Hawks.
Tough to have an accurate throw when you got somebody breathing down your neck like that. Good try, though. Good try.
And the intended receiver was Caden Conkler. Sometimes those blue jerseys blend together, especially near the blue part of the turf here in Spring Lake Park.
At least the numbers are properly differently colored than the jersey. When the high school league came out with that rule, I was so happy.
I think the NFHS put out a similar rule as well. So Robbinsdale Cooper takes over at the 24. They'll start with a run play on this series that goes absolutely nowhere. Great penetration by the Spring Lake Park front line.
Just playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage is the Spring Lake Park defensive line. It's pretty impressive so far. Whatever they're doing up front, Cooper has no answer for yet.
2nd and 10. Robbinsdale Cooper looking for answers. They had a couple of high snaps. One led to a fumble recovery for a touchdown by Jamal Smith. His first fumble recovered for a touchdown.
Oh,
and speaking of Smith, he swoops in for the sack. Nobody was there to stop him, and Smith says, "Thank you very much. I'll take the free sack." Van Voorst didn't have a chance.
No, I'm not sure what happened to the lineman on that, the offensive lineman on that play, but that's what you call a lookout block, because all you can do is turn around and yell at the quarterback, "Look out!"
And I see what happened on the second angle. Van Voorst just blew by Babukar Kamara. That makes it 3rd and 18 following the sack. Van Voorst, pocket collapsing, has to get rid of it, and the pass is incomplete. He had a man open. Yanni Brown, and Robbinsdale Cooper will have to punt again. I'm looking at this, Jody. The Hawks have yet to pick up a first down.
Yeah, the Hawks are just having one of those nights where you have open receivers and opportunities, but you drop balls, or you can't find the right place to throw it. Just a tough night so far for Cooper.
Colin Welch back to receive the punt, but it's short. Gets hung up in the air and bounces backward.
Yep.
Down at the 28-yard line. That's a net gain of 12.
Yeah, another short field for Spring Lake Park.
Just a rough night for Robbinsdale Cooper. 3:46 remaining in the second. Spring Lake Park will get the ball to start the second half. Mike Beaton and the Moose, Jody Raylander.
You know, most people, when they hear my nickname is Moose, they always say, "You know, I thought you'd be bigger."
I'll get to that in a moment. We've got 1st and 10. Mitchell in the backfield, wing formation again. Another delayed keeper by Roach, who will get it to the 25 for a pickup of 3. How did you get that nickname?
So in my very first year of football in 1999, I was fullback at the time. I caught a swing pass out to the right. The cornerback, I don't know what she did, but she tried to tackle me and she went flying like 5-10 yards. And the whole sideline was like, wow, what'd you do? And I'm like, I don't know what I did, but I ran downfield. And then the backup quarterback at the time, huge Dallas Cowboys fans, you look like a moose. I'm going to call you Moose. And it stuck because Moose Johnston.
Daryl Johnston,
yes.
I'm thinking. Yep. Roach drops back, going deep. Caught! Touchdown! Caden Conkler redeems himself. And Spring Lake Park gushing with offense.
Great opportunity, great example of that timing play to the edge. Yeah. Looked it in, the defender didn't quite get his head turned around. So it looked like man coverage. So one of the things we teach you in man coverage is if the receiver's got to step on you, you got to find him and get in his pocket. And the defender was just a little too late on all those things.
Those back shoulder throws where the defender can't reach you. One-on-one coverage, favorable spot. Extra point is through from Wolde. Spring Lake Park up 28-0 on a 2-play, 28-yard drive that took 45 seconds.
We might see the mercy rule yet tonight, Mike.
That will be 35 or more at the 4th quarter, and Jody and I know that one well. Jody being a coach and an official in her football life. Here's a second look at the Conkler reception.
Nice ball.
And the difference, I said Conkler redeemed himself, but that should come with an asterisk because, as you noted, the last time Roach tried that, as we get the curtain call from Conkler, Roach was under duress, had to throw with his body in lateral motion. That makes the throw a little harder. That time, Roach had pocket protection, kept it straight.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier for Conkler to track.
Right, to put it right where it needs to be. Onside again. 6 and 4.
Well, they squib it this time, but they don't try the onside as it bounces up to Samaje Young, who will look for space and doesn't get much, but a flag comes in all the way from midfield.
Yeah, that might be blocking the back territory. We'll see.
Usually that's the case when you see a flag on a return.
Yep. Good crew here tonight, good mechanics, quick whistles.
I haven't seen a signal yet. Did they pick it up? Oh, here he comes. Holding. Well, that's the other call that usually happens on special teams.
One or the other. Yep. Yep. No, and referees are tuning up for the playoffs too, so they're trying to make sure they've got good mechanics, good field vision as they work through into the postseason. You know, lots of crews vying for limited postseason spots.
I feel the same way as a broadcaster because there are just fewer games when you get to sections and state. Bootleg for Van Voorst. Through across his body just about, Jody, and a near interception. Marcus Snyder was waiting to swallow that one up.
And that's a case where you need to be a little bit have some football IQ as a receiver. I think if the receiver had been more aware of the blitzing secondary, he could have maybe gotten his body in front and made a play for that ball. But it was very passive.
2nd and 10. Robbinsdale Cooper had some moments to write the narrative, but it's Spring Lake Park penning every chapter so far. Hand off to Amari Davison. Ends up for a loss of 2, and Jamal Smith says, no, not while I'm here. Timeout, Spring Lake Park. Jamal Smith having himself a game. A sack. The scoop and score in the end zone. A tackle for loss. Reminds me of Isaiah Rodgers a couple weeks ago in the Vikings-Bengals game.
Wasn't that a performance?
Well, he'll hope to replicate it as the Vikings stay across the pond.
I sure hope so.
They were in Dublin last weekend. I think they're in England.
Yes, they're in England this week.
And they're playing, I think, one day at a time, so I don't even know who they're playing yet.
It is a motley crew right now on the Vikings offensive line, let me tell you. Get one back, lose another one.
Well, I meant who the opponent. That's I don't even know who the opponent is.
Gotcha, yeah.
What kind of fan am I?
Well, me too.
I'm very much one day at a time, so after this game, I've got a couple more tomorrow. And
Right, the Browns.
Cleveland.
Yes.
And they're no pushover. They beat the Packers a couple weeks ago. 3rd and 11. I knew it was an AFC North team. Van Voorst has time and nearly throws a pick again. Chase Warner making the deflection, and another 3 and out for the Hawks. Spring Lake Park, they'll have 2:36 just about to score again, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, hopefully Cooper can uncork a good punt here, maybe get close to midfield. At least get past the original first down marker this time.
They'll have to punt it from the end zone. The last one went for 12.
Boy.
This one is blocked. And that block was precipitated by an off-target snap. The punter, Chad Hill, I saw him have to slide to the right a little bit to catch it.
And that put him right in the path of the breaking defender.
We'll see who gets the block.
Yep.
It's 8. Chase
Coming
Warner.
off the edge.
So he doesn't get the interception, but he gets the block.
Great fundamentals by 8, though. You go for the right in front of the foot, not the foot itself.
Chase Warner living up to his name, chasing down that ball. 1st and goal at the 4. Marquel Mitchell. That's almost too easy. Touchdown, Panthers. I think Marquel Mitchell's all right.
It looks that way.
2nd rushing touchdown. This one from 4 yards out. And Spring Lake Park, it's not just tackle cancer night, it's tackle everything. You were going to say, Jody?
Just saying Spring Lake Park is well in control, and unless Cooper can find some answers pretty quick, it's going to be a long second half for them.
And possibly an early one for us.
Yeah.
With the mercy rule coming into play when we get to the 4th quarter. Wolde boots another extra point through the uprights. It is 35-0.
That's just bully ball there, getting in the end zone, short yardage.
I know you're dying to hear the drive math, but if you need specifics, that was a 1-play, 4-yard drive that took 3 seconds.
All statistics are good statistics, Mike. Yep.
Hey, the Giants only needed 4 seconds to beat the Cowboys in the Mania and Urbania. Granted, in real time, it took a little longer because they had to go 99 yards.
Correct.
But to me, Jody, Spring Lake Park, I say this a lot, when you're a team that's favored, like the Panthers, they've run through the table so far. To be considered a contender, you have to take care of the games you're expected to. And while there were some bumps along the way, a couple of stall drives, a fumble on a snap in one of those drives that was later turned into a touchdown. They didn't let it snowball. They got back to what has succeeded for them, and here they are up 35-0.
the sign of a well-coached, well-regulated team. Win the ones you should.
And a well-hydrated team, right?
Yeah, one would hope.
Samaje Young fields another kick. Spring Lake Park taking it more traditionally this time, and Young gets it to the 25-yard line. As I noted before, Cooper and teams go through this year in and year out. We get some changing of the guard. It happens at a level where you have graduations, newcomers, transfers, etc. Robbinsdale Cooper, there was a time when they were among the contenders in 5A. Now they're on the other side looking up. They'll start at the 25. Just one of those situations, Jody, where if you're Cooper, you just got to push through it, even though the circumstances are not in your favor.
It's tough because at the high school level, you really can't control who moves in or out of your district, who graduates, how those teams are going to gel. Oh, nice little pitch.
That's Davison shaking tacklers and being tackled past the 40, a 17-yard pickup. That is the first down picked up by Robbinsdale Cooper on offense.
Oh, you love to see it. The fight continues, right? Don't give up. Just keep playing football. I love it. Nice little play. Good play design. Good fight. Yeah.
As Commander Taggart said on the Protector, never give up, never surrender.
You bet. Thanks for feeding my nerd obsession. Good job. Ooh.
High snap, Van Voorst keeps it, but he is tracked down by Chase Warner. Do you think his parents knew he was going to be a top-notch defender and gave him that name Chase to fit his motto, his mantra?
I think sometimes we have happy accidents. Boy, another just misplaced snapping.
Chase Warner certainly not a mistake.
No.
He might paint some happy little trees, though, tonight. We're getting suggestions from the truck.
A bank media merger, Chase Manhattan and Time Warner.
Second and 17, deep throw, overthrown and intercepted. Well, Spring Lake Park, they may open up a bank because they just deposited another pick. This is Ian Allen. They might start that Chase Warner conglomerate, Jody.
I think so. Chase Warner, Inc.
And the symbol will be a happy tree. A happy little tree next to some mountains. You can tell where this game is headed. Spring Lake Park, tip of the hat. They are on top of it defensively. They are putting on a clinic. You might not think of it when you look at the box score, Jody, but what a show, what a display.
And you feel for Cooper because, you know, a nice positive play, get their first down, and then just mishap.
Roach flushed out. He throws deep, and that one almost picked off. Roach was under pressure. That will make it 2nd and 10 with 50 seconds to go in the second. But a flag, there was a flag.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to get a flag for late hit or, you know, after action, basically.
Roughing the passer.
Yeah. That was just a little too late for comfort.
So roughing the passer was indeed the call. We got a surprise visit from Meat Madness.
Love it. The food fairies.
The food fairies. You've heard of the Tooth Fairy? And if that wasn't enough, Jody, Ashton Harris apparently falling ill. So the penalty is going to put Spring Lake Park at the 42. And a fresh set of downs. Roach dumps it off. It's Brown. Plenty of space as he reaches the 25 before he's tackled by Abel Mason. There is another flag.
Might have been holding on one of those blocks. That too. Yep, or ineligible downfield.
Remember, Jody, we can hear every word the director says in the truck on the broadcast feed. Here's the ruling.
Holding.
Well, Jody wins. Jody wins an ego stroke of brilliance. So that holding call will push us back to the 42.
Oh! Oh!
Well, Kenton was right too, but they didn't call that penalty. They don't stack up though, so they probably would have taken the hold.
Right.
1st and 10, a do-over basically. Roach flushed out, being chased, and throws it away. Yes, out of bounds.
Just under 24 seconds for me. Over 24 seconds for me.
Somewhere between 23 and 25.
Yep. All time is an estimate these days. What is time, really?
Something they keep track of well on the clock game.
Well, they can't do it till the 4th quarter.
No running time until the 4th unless the coaches agree to it, but
Yeah.
usually they don't do that in the regular season.
Right.
That reminds me, I did have to stick around during a rain delay. I'll share that story here after the 2nd and 10 play. Another pass. It is caught, but a flag. I think they're going to get OPI.
You bet. I was going to say that
Kalen
was...
Truckenbrod trucked his defender, and as they say in high school student sections all over the country, Jody, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Here's another look.
Oh,
The tail end, but I thought I saw a push.
Oh, you bet. That was a truck from '84.
I'm no mean at Kimes, but I've seen enough to know what pass interference usually looks like. OPI.
OPI, yeah. And there's such a size difference, unfortunately, between number 84 for Spring Lake Park and the guy who was defending him. And it just makes it that much more obvious, I think. Right. You know, you got to sell it. That's what they teach you. You got to sell it. Just like a catcher frames the pitch, you got to sell it.
Timeout called. Who called it?
I think Spring. I'm not sure.
They haven't signaled it one way or the other. All right, we've had play clocks appear in high school fields. Jody, I'd like to see more microphones. They have it at Orno.
Oh, wow. Oh, you mean for the officials?
Yes.
Yeah.
A referee mic so that we can hear what's going on.
Yeah.
But it allows me time to finish up the Orno story. Orno beat Westonka. I'm Orno's play-by-play announcer for home games, and we had to write out a lightning delay. Orno was up 30-0 at the start of the 4th, and both coaches, Westonka in particular, elected to continue playing. So we had to write it out. Now, there are many reasons it was early in the year why a team would elect to finish out the game, even though the outcome was decided. But just one of those wild cards you run into when you work in sports. Kenton and I know a thing or two about that, having done some Major League Baseball games in the past for different higher-ups.
Yeah, we finished, we got home at 1 a.m. one night after going down to Hastings after a lightning delay.
That must have been a couple years ago. I think I was at Stillwater when they played Forest Lake, and they finished that game right after midnight.
Yep.
Spring Lake Park did call the timeout at 2nd and 25. They're gonna try to make some magic happen. Throw up the middle is caught by Monluo, and he gets to the 22-yard line. He gets the first. The clock will stop to move the chains. Spring Lake Park. We'll see if they spike it or use their last timeout.
They did. They called timeout.
They did call a timeout.
The quick clock stopped for the chains to move, but then a timeout called.
Big game. We'll see if we can get another look at this, Jody.
Yeah. Nice little seam route right up the middle. Strike dart from Roach.
Dart is fitting for a team that wears blue, considering another blue team has a quarterback by the name of Dart starting.
Yes. Also a running back, or really a human bowling ball named Cam Scatabo.
Bowling ball, huh? All right, I know who I'm taking on my Wii bowling team. By the way, that was a 35-yard pass. And with 11 seconds left, no timeouts, that gives Spring Lake Park a chance at 1-2 shots downfield. Obviously, if you get a first down up the middle, you'll have to run up and spike it.
However you feel about a team continuing to keep their foot on the gas pedal when they're ahead this much, Spring Lake Park's not thinking about tonight. They're thinking about 4 weeks from now.
And there's still 2 weeks to go in the regular season.
Yep.
This one overthrown by Roach, intended receiver Lamari Brown, and we'll try again. 7 seconds remain.
He was too wide open.
I didn't think that was possible.
Nope, nobody around him, and just floated it a little too high.
Do you think quarterbacks maybe get a little excited?
Absolutely.
They see an open receiver.
You bet.
They're going to try a field goal now with 7 seconds.
Okay.
Sam Wolde, this would be a 38-yard attempt.
It's pretty good for high school.
Clean operation.
High.
The kick is good. Wolde gets a highlight to add to the reel.
That's impressive.
38 yards, and he had a few yards to spare.
He sure did. Good job, kicker. That's tough to do.
So it's a 6-play, 35-yard drive that ends with a Wolde 38-yard field goal. And fittingly, Spring Lake Park up 38-0 with 1 second left.
Oh, it's pretty.
That was clear from 48.
Yeah, he had the distance.
Well, we were talking earlier that 50-plus yard field goals aren't an obstacle anymore. Maybe I misspoke. Maybe the high schoolers. We had one at Eastridge a few years ago who could put 50-plus yarders. Heck, Jody, you and I a few years ago, we did Blaine White Bear Lake, Kendall Stadden. Remember
Yes,
the
I do.
female
Yep.
football kicker? And
She stuck that thing in there.
And the increasing number of women representing football, including our officiating crew tonight, that's a welcome sight to see. We'll talk a little more about that in the second half, because that is it. All Spring Lake Park all the time as they lead 38-0 going into halftime. We'll be back with first half highlights and analysis. This is high school football on North Metro TV.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Let's hear it for the future SFP and FPT performing to Future Dancing. The Panthers will now perform their field between the song 6-7. The coaches are Blaine and Sherry, the captains are and Coopoer. Let's hear it for the Panthers! stand, follow smoothies, and meet gas. And if you want something like the barbecue, they have full chicken salad sandwiches on the side, which are fantastic. Check out the sections, meet gas, and all your needs. Let's hear it one more time.
Spring Lake Park well on their way to going 6-0 as they lead 38-0 over the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks live on North Metro TV. Mike Geeden, Jody Raylander with you, and the first half, all Spring Lake Park. It began with an interception by Marcus Snyder that he runs inside the 20, a little skirmish after the fact, but it leads to, later on, a screen pass and a 23-yard scamper to pay dirt by Lamari Brown. A high snap recovered by Jamal Smith for a touchdown. That made it 14-0. Later on, one of two touchdown runs from Arkwell Mitchell. Not an explosive night, but he hasn't needed to blow up thanks to great all-around football. There's a touchdown pass to Caden Conkler. Block punt, or yes, punt by Chase Warner. He's been tremendous. And there's the second touchdown run for Markwell Mitchell. Add all that up, including a 38-yard field goal from Wolde to cap off the first half, and you have a 38-0 score with Spring Lake Park receiving the second half kickoff.
Yeah, a couple miscues early on for Spring Lake Park, but they ironed those out, and really just a great example of complementary football.
And I stand corrected, Cooper received the second half kickoff. They deferred, that's what happened. Spring Lake Park, you know what's happening, Jody? They scored too many points.
I think so, yep. We're score drunk. Yep.
We are score drunk. Score drunk. I might have had a little too much H2O at halftime.
Right. But hey, good job, Cooper, on that return. We're over the 50-yard line and gonna see. Stop it.
Hey, Henry Winkler did try to convince Adam Sandler that Gatorade was better, but you can't beat water.
Nope, you can't. Nothing better.
So Cooper, who has one total first down on offense, will try to right the ship, even if they can't get the win. Remember, they still have 2 games left, so their season far from done. We'll begin with a run play up the middle. Finding space is Amari Davison, and a good first down pickup by the Hawks. A gain of about 7. That was a yard over.
Good first down play call. Get yourself a nice chunk of yards, get settled in, see how the second half's going to go.
That was a yard over. If
Nice
that were the
encounter.
prices right, I would have just lost. It's 2nd and 3.
Going with, I always go with the El Cheapo.
That's a good strategy in money game. Here's Davison looking to pick up some yards. And I'd say his money game is ramping up on the ground. He'll get the first down.
We're seeing some gaps here. I don't know if Spring Lake Park has given their number 2s some assignment here. That's not the kind of holes we were seeing up front. And
It's possible,
yeah.
because sometimes when you're up big, that's when you see the second stringers come out. But Cooper, they're playing with the hand they're dealt, and you never know who's watching, Jody, whether it's your coaches or college scouts.
Well, and I like this number 2. He looks like a good little scat back. Got some fleet feet.
Amari Davison can't fleet his way that time as the Spring Lake Park defensive line entraps him.
Is that a shoe or a towel there on the field? There we go, yep.
It isn't mine either way. 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 7. Jody, you've given me some new lines I will have to save for future football broadcasts. I know I've got 2 more Orono games left.
Happy to help.
Van Voorst this time has plenty of protection, but I think he overthrew the target, and the pass is intercepted again, unless it hit the ground.
Lots of mustard on the
It is
legs.
intercepted, but oh yes, lots of mustard, and not the kind you put on hot dogs.
Nope.
And it's in the backfield. It is an interception for the moment by Snyder.
Yep. Let's see what the penalty is, if it's gonna stand or come back.
This is why I'm glad you're here. I would have missed the flags entirely.
Personal foul.
Roughing the passer. Well, no, that's just unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
I'm not just score drunk, I'm penalty drunk now. But a personal foul either way will negate the interception. Give Cooper a fresh set. A lot of mustard on the field. If I see ketchup, then we're in big trouble. But it is a first down at the 12. So Cooper catches a break. Davison on the carry. Didn't quite get the gap along the A or B sides.
No, just finding his way. He found what daylight he could.
And a 3-yard gain. I know it doesn't make the stat sheet all that much, but that's 3 yards closer.
Yep.
And by math, 3 yards per play would get you a first down.
It would.
2nd and 7 from the 9.
Anything from 3 to 6 yards on first down is an acceptable outcome in my book.
What about pie? First and pie.
3.1415? Yeah.
Well, that would make us cross-eyed, wouldn't it? Van Voorst with the pitch to Davison. Now he cuts up. Spring Lake Park all over that play, and Davison held for no gain.
Good diagnosing of that pitch out that time from Spring Lake Park. They got a little fooled on it the first time, but not that one.
And as we're saying, Robbinsdale Cooper, yeah, the game's out of reach, but you want to get off that goose egg. And for players that have college aspirations, or even players that hope to take leading roles next year, these are the kinds of games that coaches watch closely. Single back, 2 receivers. Van Voorst rolling left, has lots of room. He spots it, goes up the middle, and spins his way to the 1.
That's a first down.
First and goal at the 1. Great recognition by Van Voorst. Sometimes, Jody, we watch NFL games and you have all that green up the middle. Sometimes the quarterback doesn't take it. Van Voorst says, that looks good, I'll give it a go.
Yep, and nearly got to pay dirt.
Of course, it's easy to say when I'm up here, but if I'm the quarterback and I see a lot of open field, I'm taking the free yards, but there is a flag at the 1.
Did we get a...
Flag day's coming early.
Clearly, or very late. A very late or very early flag day.
After the play. I believe Chase Warner. I thought I read John Andre saying number 8.
Yes, I agree.
It's half the distance, which at the 1-yard line is one of the least costly penalties in football. So it's first and goal at the half-inch line. Van Voorst could practically sneak his way in if he can get the penetration, and he cannot. Bringing him down was Muayang Mua. Cooper will have to try again.
Decent play call. You know, you want the sneak, but the middle just was eaten up by number 38 there. Or
98.
98.
Sawyer Johnson.
Yeah.
From up here, those numbers can be a little tricky. 3s, 8s, 9s.
They all look the same after a while. Indeed. Let's see what we got here.
Second and goal, we've got a whistle. The ball was parallel. It had to be moved to a perpendicular state.
Is that a math joke? There we go.
Robbinsdale Cooper with some favorable math on the touchdown run by Davison. That was not intended to be a math joke. But you don't think about one of those things until it happens, Jody.
Right.
Centers I'm guessing, are not used to snapping the ball when it's parallel along the goal line, etc.
No, I once had a penalty called on a team we were playing because the center actually picked the ball up and started to run, to like move it about a yard forward from where it was.
And I believe only the officials can move the ball.
That is correct.
In a dead ball situation. The extra point is wide right.
Yes.
By Beckham Van Voorst. But Robbinsdale Cooper does get off the goose egg.
Yep.
7:32 left, 38-6. And that does put us under the mercy rule threshold, which would come into effect in the fourth quarter. Okay, I should not have said that. Just like Hagrid.
See, I do not enjoy playing the mercy rule. As a coach, I never agreed to it, maybe to my detriment, but you know, look, I'm here to play football.
By that point, you were score drunk.
Fair.
Or this is high school, so we should say score wasted.
Score wasted.
Score
right.
wasted.
Yep.
But as you said, Cooper's on the board. I know we laugh because this game,
it's a little lopsided, but
kind of one-sided, but it's an important drive for Cooper. We got a new one. We've heard score drunk, score wasted. We got score buzzed from the truck.
Score buzzed. I like it.
Score inebriated. Score loopy.
Score loopy. Score blitzed.
Score
there
blitzed.
we go. There's the football analogy.
That makes me want to play NFL Blitz right now.
Oh, I hated that game. Give me Madden. Give me Madden.
It's terrible if you're a purist because there are no penalties. Here's a kick that goes into the end zone, and we'll take it out at the 20. No landing rule procedures here at the high school level. But as I was going to say before we came up with all these adjectives for a high-scoring, one-sided game, that was an important drive for Cooper because, again, coaches know when you lay off or when you throw in the towel, to speak in the proverbial sense.
Couldn't agree more, Mike. It is so imperative for a team when you're rebuilding or having just one of those tough years. I've been on teams that have gone over in a 10-game season. And it's just really important to remember that that this too shall pass.
OK Go said it best. That's one of their songs. So Spring Lake Park, looks like they still have the starters out there, and we begin this series with a Mitchell carry for 3 yards.
Cooper player.
Injury
Slow to get
timeout,
up.
yes. So it's a 3-yard gain. The injured player, I can't make out the number from here.
Looks like a larger individual. Someone on the line.
It's a lineman, and my nostalgia trigger was just launched. I'm ready to throw out some yellow cards. Maybe this isn't the most fitting song, though, because we have flags but no cards in this sport. We've seen a lot of yellow, though.
Oh, goodies up. Yeah.
That is number 56, P.J. Jackson, and he's walking back. I don't think you would mind a trip to Ocean Avenue after this just to unwind.
Right.
If I'm not careful, I'm going to get a yellow card for too many dad jokes, too many pop culture puns.
Is there such a thing? I don't think there's such a thing.
There could be if I pick up any Groner fouls. 2nd and 7. Spring Lake Park, another check mark as they look to make a deep run. They don't play St. Thomas Academy. They're in separate districts. Delayed pitch to Monluo. He's got a little room. Past the 30 and runs out of bounds at the 32-yard line for a gain of 9 and good for a first.
And Marquel Mitchell literally putting his defender on roller skates 10 yards down the field as a lead block for that play. That's what you want to see out of your star players. Unselfish, doing their job, helping out the ball club.
Spring Lake Park upholding their wing formation. Certainly no maverick about their offensive alignment. On the wall, screen pass, fumble. And the Hawks scoop it up.
Spring Lake Park getting a little sloppy here, maybe.
Javion Wiley. For the sake of context, the largest comeback I've ever seen was 33-0 Vikings Colts. That's in the NFL where you have a little more time.
Right.
A 38-point comeback would be the most epic thing I've seen. But
yep. Not a peanut punch, but a peanut swipe, maybe.
Good enough for Javion Wiley. That was a catch. And a football move by Monlowo. Good job on everyone to keep that play going. And the first turnover of the game for the Hawks. They'll start 1st and 10 with a run play at the 29-yard line.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
As we were saying, Jody, the game may be out of reach. You may not get the win, but these are the plays the coaches are going to look back on and say, nice work. It's easy to play when you're close. It's easy to go one way or the other, but when the score's like this, what do you have in the tank? Cooper's got plenty, as we can see.
Heart. Heart is the intangible.
Cooper hoping to showcase their heart of Barracudas, if you know what I mean. And I know Jody does, as Davison runs out of bounds for a decent pickup. This should make it 3rd and short.
Barracuda is actually one of the best Guitar Hero songs to play, in case anyone was curious.
7-yard gain for Davison. All right, now Jody's going to go crazy on all of you Guitar Hero players.
Really impressed by number 2, Amari Davison for Cooper. Showing some fleet feet, like I said.
3rd and 3, Van Voorsten shotgun,
Not
a run.
that
Jody typically, not always, but most of the time, as I understand it, is Davison. He's holding his ankle. But run plays out of the shotgun don't always work the way you hope.
Right. Flag day again.
Or like flag week, flag month, or even flag year.
Flagtober.
Flagtober. When it comes to flags, I'll be there for you. Fortunately, no rain will start to fall tonight. Here's another look.
Munch, munch, and then...
Munch, munch.
Yep.
That's a new one.
Munch, munch.
And that penalty was on Spring Lake Park. I didn't see the signal.
Personal foul, so it could have been a face mask.
I didn't see a late hit, so
No.
face mask would be...
Was it? Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
maybe it was after the play.
Extra,
Okay, the extra hit.
a little
so.
extra spin around at the end, yeah.
Bless our spotters. 1st and 10 at the 12. Van Voorst pass is pinball backward by Jamal Smith. And will make it 2nd and 10 on the incompletion.
That looked like Carl Anthony Towns in the middle rejecting.
If you want to go way
shot.
back to Kembe Mutombo.
There you go.
We're just missing the finger wag.
Well, I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, if you want to go all the way back.
That's true. George Mikan. We can only go back to 1947, I think.
Right.
For the NBA. 2nd and 10. Looks like more shotgun out of Van Voorst. They'll try a run play again. Davison picks up a couple.
Good to see him back in.
That will make it 3rd and 8. Cooper getting a boost on a personal foul call in Spring Lake Park
Yeah,
to extend this drive.
Cooper asking Davison to continually go into the Lions' den there off the right side.
Wouldn't it be more appropriate to call it a
The Panther den?
Panther den or pack? What is the plural term for Panthers and Lions? Is it den?
Pride.
Pride, yes, pride. Van Voorst, quick sling, and the pass is caught. Samaje Young with the touchdown, and Robbinsdale Cooper, they still have a long way to go, but they have scored back-to-back touchdowns in this third quarter.
Well, they're capitalizing on those opportunities that they just couldn't make work in the first half. And again, kudos to Cooper for deciding that they weren't done.
To borrow parlance from Scott Van Pelt, Robbinsdale Cooper, they signed up for 48. You probably recognize it as signed up for 60, but we have shorter quarters here.
Whatever number. Oh,
Extra
boy.
point is blocked, and you can't run it back for a score at this level. Green Bay wishes that rule was still in effect. But Robbinsdale Cooper does make it 38-12 on a 5-play, 29-yard drive, 1 minute and 50 seconds. They would have to pick up the pace quite a bit to really threaten Spring Lake Park, but we often talk about second half adjustments, usually in the context of close games, Jody. Even in lopsided affairs, what you're seeing out of Cooper demonstrates resolve that could be significant in the final 2 weeks of the regular season and first round of sections.
Absolutely, and if I'm Spring Lake Park, I'm telling everybody, hey, we gotta buckle down, finish this game. Okay, they've converted on some things now, but you gotta keep your head in the game. You can't just look at the scoreboard.
From the truck, AV says a group of Panthers is a claw. There may be some dispute about the accuracy of that term. Well, we know this much. Jody can attest to this. You call a group of moose?
Moose.
If you use meese, it will not count, as we found out in Jeopardy. Spring Lake Park gets a decent kick return from E.J. Monluo, and they still have a 26-point lead, and as long as they don't turn the ball over or do anything silly, I think they'll be able to coast to the finish. But they did take a couple of hits, and we'll see how they bounce back. Again, they still are up by a bunch. But this is an interesting drive, I think, Jody, just to see how Spring Lake Park handles this.
Absolutely. It does look like they've still got the number ones out there, so see how the kettle of hawks, which is the collective noun for hawks.
You looked that up, didn't you?
I did.
Just to be sure.
We'll see how this kettle brews.
Why did I feel like you were going to go there as Spring Lake Park goes forward on the carry by Mitchell? To the 33-yard line, a gain of 6. And before that Cooper surge, I was going to talk about some notables. We mentioned Jamal Smith, his first fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Another really nice push from the O-line on that last Spring Lake Park play.
And I'll share some more notables after this play. They go to Mitchell again. No, it's a fake.
Yep.
Roach keeps, and a flag comes in from behind.
Holding, maybe?
That's my first guess. Ian Island, who had a pick in the first half, he picked up his third of the year. And you look at the Spring Lake Park defense, Jody, a lot of interceptions among the group.
Holding, yep.
When a flag comes from the backfield, that usually is the case. So that will push Spring Lake Park back.
Yep.
10 yards, and they'll
Pretty-
have to move to the 26.
Pretty common on those delayed runs to the outside. The ball carrier gets running and the defense is in pursuit, and if the offensive person isn't moving their feet, their hands get a little grabby.
Under 4.5 to go in the third. 2nd and 11 following the holding penalty. Roach drops back. Now runs up. Didn't see anyone open downfield and tried to bulldoze Samaje Young, but he is able to get most of those penalty yards back to make it 3rd and
Medium.
5.
Yep, 3rd and medium.
6-yard pickup on the play. Look at that.
Nice tackle there at the end, you bet. go down and make it go through you.
Those were two fearless players, Roach and Young, not afraid to go at each other.
But good football, right? Not illegal or dangerous, just good football.
Wing formation again for Spring Lake Park. They've run that formation most of the game. Mitchell,
AB
big hole.
again, you bet.
First down and a few extra to the 42, a gain of 10.
Man, Cooper's just trying to cover all those gaps in the front and not able to get there.
Mitchell kneeling over a little bit. Again, it is warm, about 80 degrees, dew point in the 60s.
He's been carrying a heavy load tonight.
Yes. And when you play, even though it's not as hot as humid as it can get in August, it does grind on the stamina as we have a flag. The play clock.
Deep offsides.
Yeah, the play clock reset, so I didn't think delay of game was a factor. It said it's encroachment.
Encroachment.
So a free 5 yards. We'll move it to the 47. And if I'm correct, Jody, encroachment they'll whistle dead, offside they'll play on.
I think in high school,
all offsides are whistled dead.
dead.
That's good to know, because I know at the higher levels, if it's just offside, if there's no contact, they'll let the play out. That's where the free play comes to mind, but not here. Roach going on the spin cycle and rinsing 3 more yards out of that carry.
And I like
2nd and 2.
I like that from Cooper. So one of the ways that you try to teach defending the wing option is basically you have an assignment, and whatever is your assignment, you hit it. It doesn't matter if the ball's there or not. Hit everything that moves, in other words, and Cooper did a good job of that play.
2nd and 2 at the 50.
First down.
Jonathan Smith tackled at the 44. A gain of 6. And as Jody said, a first down. Spring Lake Park, they've been doing this all on the ground. I think doing that just to kill clock. Again, no real danger of a Cooper comeback yet, but
give
working
Cooper
the clock.
credit. They are sticking their nose in there and continuing to hit when they get the chance.
Spring Lake Park takes a timeout with 1:58 left in the 3rd. And Jody, we teased this going into the halftime break, but the number of opportunities for women in football now rising. Of course, it jumped up considerably with flag football becoming a sport last spring, but Anoka, in their history, they've had a couple of women through their ranks. One was a kicker who won several close games for them, and Deborah Ayeni is a senior and a captain, defensive line tight end. We have a woman official in our ranks, Alyssa Bryan Jeffries, tonight. You were a coach at Cretin Hall the last couple of years. It's fascinating to see how many doors have opened for women now to get on the gridiron.
Yes, in so many ways, in coaching and officiating and playing. It's really fun, and I'm glad to have been a part of it.
Well, you're still a part of it.
The playing
you coach
part
a
of
women's
it anyway.
team, yes. Here's a pitch to Brown. Met spins off the tackler Wiley, and he's got lots of room up the left side. He's going to almost outrun everybody. Still shaking defenders. Almost Marshawn Lynch-like, but it's good enough to get close to the 10. A gain of 33.
Yeah, watch this reverse field here, and then no one there on the backside.
If John Madden were still here, he would have pointed out the poor tackling, especially by Wiley, who met him in the open field. And they spot the ball at the 12, a 32-yard pickup, but give all the credit to Brown. Bouncing off tacklers like a pinball.
Heck of a run, heck of a run.
Panthers inside the red zone. Mondewo in motion. Gets the delayed pitch. Loses the helmet and still pushes forward. There is a flag. The play whistled dead because the helmet came off. And Monluo
but his helmet came off before that. So play is
a little disappointed, and the public address announcer is pointing this out. You know this, Jody, as a ref. If the helmet comes off, they stop the play immediately.
Yeah.
Now,
And he comes off the field for a play.
Now, what is the flag for? Is it for a face mask?
Yeah,
there it is.
Sure is.
That's how the helmet came off.
Yep.
So that denies Monluo a touchdown, and it's clear Monluo's okay.
Yes.
But well, he's out. He's out there still.
Oh, I would not have thought he could stay out there unless they called the timeout.
I know for injury timeouts they have to take at least one play off.
Huh, interesting.
But it came off on a face mask. This is one of those nitty-gritty, nuanced rules that you don't hear about often.
I'm gonna have to look that. I'm gonna have to look that one up when I get
he's still out there. Well, I think because it was a face mask, his helmet was pried off. It wasn't off on his own accord. It stopped him from the touchdown, though. That will make it 1st and goal from the 2. And they go to number 22, the double deuce. Adam Stewart. In, but yes, a flag. Stewart doesn't realize it yet.
Might be starting to get kind of chippy down there in the trenches.
Adam Stewart with the carry touchdown for the Panthers.
Let's see what the flag is for. Would be a touchdown for Stewart if it stands. And it will not.
Chop block penalty Panthers.
Yep, that was a point of emphasis this year for the refereeing across the state. Low blocks.
And I think that's a point of emphasis too in the higher leagues. I have seen some chop block calls in the NFL in recent years. And why is that a point of emphasis? What's the idea of keeping that play from doing too much damage?
So it gets in the realm of a safety foul, right? And it's really a chop block if it happens outside of the tackling box and not immediately after the ball is snapped.
From the 18-yard line, the pass is batted down, but another flag.
And tons of mustard. We have mustard in the line of scrimmage. We have mustard near the end zone. We are going to run out of mustard.
We're going to have to start using ketchup, maybe mayo.
All the condiments.
And we really have to dig deep, the horseradish sauce. But let's take another look.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the jersey grab.
Yeah, so that's OPI, I would think.
And then anything extra after the play?
Did not see that.
Roughing the passer on Cooper.
Offensive
and OPI.
pass. Yeah, so offset. Replay for some, yeah.
So we'll have a do-over from the 18-yard line.
The crowd, without the benefit of our replay, I think is a bit miffed about the OPI call, but you can clearly see, I think this is 84 again.
Even from the wide angle.
Yeah, I think that's 84 again, just hands full of
Truck and Broad.
Hands full
I
of
think there's
jersey.
going to be some reviews with Truck and Broad in the next practice session.
Yeah.
Roach with the option play to Monluo, and that was an option that did not pan out in the slightest.
Yeah, ran out of room.
Spring Lake Park, they were at the 3-yard line on a play that would have been a touchdown had Monluo's helmet not come off, and now the Panthers are back to the 22 with the third quarter just about to end.
Yep. Just goes to show you can't let yourself slide mentally and start making mental mistakes, which I would call penalties such as chop blocking and offensive pass interference. And we're winding down to the end of the third quarter. So if I'm the Spring Lake Park coach, I'm once again reminding everybody, hey, we are still in control. We are going to make sure that we tighten it up here in the fourth quarter and get ourselves out of here with a solid win and feel good about it. Because I think sometimes you can win and not feel good about it.
Panthers will have 2nd and 20 when we start the fourth quarter. looking ahead for the Panthers, as we said, 2 games to go. You would think they would be favorites, but you never know. They've got Buffalo and Brainerd. Turnovers, one of the factors as the team split the field. They're in favor of Spring Lake Park. It began with the interception from Snyder. The high snap that Jamal Smith fell on for a touchdown. Officially credited as a fumble recovery. Another pick. This one from Sawyer Thompson. And Jody, a lot of these, this was one of the Coopoer takeaways by Wiley. But a lot of the Spring Lake Park turnovers forced were a result of pressure, especially in the first half.
Yep.
Roach, plenty of time. Lunges forward and gets a few yards back to the 18-yard line.
Yep, we call that keeping them in the cage. Making sure that oh, another player down. Shoot.
It's Caden Anderson.
Yep. No, one of the things you train as a front 7 is making sure that the quarterback can't escape outside.
So another stoppage here. We'll use this to highlight some other scores as we get another look on the play. It looks like Caden Anderson just had a whole lot of humanity on top of him.
Sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue. Yep.
And sometimes you just got to take it on the run. I heard that one from a friend who heard that one from a friend who, you know the rest. Caden Anderson walking back to the sideline. Around the Metro, Rogers leading Andover 31-21. Coon Rapids up on Park of Cottage Grove 9-7. Byron, the #1 team in 4A, up on Cassie Matterville 27-20. Alexandria leading Brainerd 36-35. Woodbury over Mounds View 21-17. And Chanhassen, another team to watch in 5A, up big on Chaska 28-7. St. Michael Abbeville leading Maple Grove. I think the Crimson, the #1 team in 6A.
Yes.
24-21.
Huh.
3rd and 15. Roach drops back. He's going for the end zone, and he will not get there.
Does not complete the catch. Does not complete the catch.
Brown had it, but could not keep possession through the process of the catch. It's incomplete. 4th down.
Great hit at the end here. Well done. Yep.
That was Samaje Young.
Nice finish. Nice finish.
And again, Brown caught it, but could not hang on to it through the process of the catch.
Yeah, with Brainerd coming down here for the last week of the season, that game against Alexandria tonight might be a precursor.
Alexandria, no slouch. Another long field goal try for Wolde, and this one is true.
Okay.
Actually, this one was from 34 yards out.
Spring Lake Park got themselves a little bit of a leg.
And in the higher classes, that is more common, but this is our first time seeing Spring Lake Park, so I don't have the benefits.
Not just one, but 2.
Right, I don't have the benefit of past games, for example, but if you're Spring Lake Park, that is a crucial asset to have, especially when you get to playoffs. So it was a 55-yard drive that went over 5.5 minutes and ends with a Wolde 34-yard field goal. Coming into this game, because I know you're curious. I know there are lots of mathematicians out there. Wolde, well, they don't have his kicking numbers for field goals. He was 11 of 13 in extra points. He's a perfect 5 of 5 tonight. So based on the data we have, Wolde has his first 2 field goals of the season. I'm guessing there are a few missing, but 2 for 2 here.
Ooh, live ball.
Cooper picks it up again. Once the kick goes past 10 yards, the kicking team can recover it, onside or not. Larkins to the 20. Maple Grove, okay, they just went up 35-24, so my feed was a little slow.
I would have been surprised if Maple Grove did not come storming furiously back.
Hey, we've seen the top dogs sometimes stumble.
It's true.
We were all there when the Giants denied the Patriots a bid for that perfect season.
Anytime Tom Brady loses, I'm okay.
Other scores around the Metro, Lakeville South over Edina, 24-21. And Marshall beats Orono, 13-12. Marshall,
Ooh.
one of the teams to watch in 4A. Van Voorst finds his man here at Panther Stadium.
And there's a connection
And
that
is Young, go ahead.
there's a connection that wasn't working earlier in the game. So good job, Cooper, for settling down and starting to execute.
8-yard pickup on the play. In Class 4A, it could be a race, a lot of parity. Becker, the defending champs, got blanked by Orono. Orono, they've lost to Byron and Marshall, both are in the top 10. It's a whole lot of unpredictability. And remember, as Van Voorst is trailed from behind, try to get rid of it.
Not sure he was successful.
Did it get past the line of scrimmage?
Just barely.
I think so. He was about to be wrapped up by Mason Bergstrom.
And yes, it did get past. Just barely in front of the stick as it went out of bounds.
For a moment, I thought it went into the stick.
Yeah, or behind it.
Is it like in baseball, if it hits the foul pole, it counts as fair? If it hits the stick, it counts as line of scrimmage?
Cooper would hope, but sadly no.
Well, they don't get flagged for it.
Right.
So I guess it does. 3rd and 2, run up the middle, and Cooper swallowed up.
Yeah.
Davison ran into a truckload full of Panthers, or I should say a claw full of Panthers.
That's a fine kettle that the Hawks found themselves in.
Do we have a cramp?
Possibly. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the wisdom of running into the teeth of that St. Louis Park, the other SLP. Spring, I did it. I knew I was going to do it. That Spring Lake Park defense, that they've been pretty stout all night.
Well, that's okay. You can jump into a pencil sketch comic book and hang out with the leading vocalist for AHA.
Right.
But it's still 77 degrees out there, dew point 62, so the sun isn't beaming down on everybody here at Spring Lake Park, but it's still warm out there. And
Very
like
humid.
we said,
Yeah.
cramping can happen in any temperature condition, but warm, humid conditions are where it's most prevalent, based on my understanding.
You are correct. It is the conditions tonight are pretty perfect for cramps if that's gonna be your Achilles heel.
I don't know if I would frame it that way. Perfect for cramps.
Favorable conditions.
I don't think a trainer goes in there saying, this looks like a perfect day for cramps. I can't wait to go out to the field tonight.
Let me get my salt sticks.
Get my salt sticks, a 6-pack of Gatorade, and I'm good. Bananas.
All the bananas.
So another short punt, and this one.
See if we get a favorable bounce.
No, it takes a backspin to the 34-yard line.
Smart
that was
on.
a 6-yard punt. Sorry to jump on you, Chody,
No,
but
fine.
I'm doing the math.
Yeah, that is correct.
6-yard punt.
6-yard net punt, yeah. But a smart, savvy move by Cooper to not let it bounce and give a more favorable field position.
What do you think goes into that? Because Cooper, they've struggled with the punts tonight. I don't think we've seen a punt return. We had a 12-yard punt, a 6-yard punt. That tells me there might be some issues with the formation and mechanics on these punts. I know Van Voorst takes them, but
yeah,
it's a bizarre sight.
Just in my new quarterback for Spring Lake Park.
And we'll figure out who that is.
Yeah.
It was another run and another player slow to get up.
In my limited experience with special teams, the Coopoer punter is not following through forward into the kick. So when your body comes backward, you remove some of the oomph that you would put into that kick. So his kicks are going shallow and high versus long and deep.
And you want it to go forward so that it goes that way and not back your way.
Correct. We want it that way.
I'm listening, Jody. Are you hearing this?
I am hearing it. I'm having flashbacks to middle school dances right now.
Anyone out there, any old misers that say these kids today don't respect the classics, word gets out. I know All-Star is a popular theme among the high schoolers as well, but who would have thought boy bands from 25 years ago still holding relevance?
Now, were you an NSYNC or 98 Degrees?
Well, those bands did not necessarily target my demographic.
Fair. And what demographic would that be?
In my case, photographic memories of fonts and music and graphics. I don't know if I had a demographic. I was the floating Lego brick.
As in,
You know what? I was the 80s astronaut that would go, spaceship!
Oh, as a Gen Xer.
Gen Xer. New Kids on the Block? Would that
Yes,
have been
new,
your group?
New Kids on the Block.
So
bet.
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, they were the second generation.
They were a little late, but I was.
They were the
close
offspring.
Close to being an elder millennial. I was. So this was still my jam. Oh, good, he's up.
And the player for Coopoer, oh, he's limping off. That is number 79, Donovan Williams. And Jody, we were talking about this. That doesn't look like a cramp, but with warm weather, muscles can ache, and this is where endurance, stamina become a factor, especially in a warm weather game like tonight.
Correct. If you there's 70 to 90 plays on either side of the football when you include special teams, give or take. So if you've been playing in a majority of those, that is a lot of energy that you're asking your body to do repeatedly. Because if you think about it, a football game is the equivalent of getting yourself on purpose into a mild car accident. It is.
Well, when you put it that way, you would be a great marketer of the game, Jody. On second down, it's a 2-yard gain.
Into a car crash at midfield, yeah.
Roger Goodell is going to be giving you a call.
Back again. You are never going to ask me.
Roger Goodell is going to be giving you a call tomorrow. I just know it. The high school league's going to hit you up and say, hey, that was a 3-yard gain, by the way. We love your analogy. Can you come out and demonstrate what a mild car crash is?
Yeah, let's go.
Who's the quarterback for Spring Lake Park? Because I do want to get his name in there. I don't want to just call him that guy. And it is number 17, Jackson Rice, who's getting snaps here on 3rd and 5. And we have flag at the line of scrimmage. Who is it on?
Looks like the offense, but is it a legal procedure or false start? Oh, delay of game.
No, I'm not only score buzzed, I am clock buzzed. I forgot about the play clock. And it's staring right in front of me.
It is.
It's taunting me now.
It is large and red. Hard to miss.
Unless you're me, I guess I'll never get asked back either. This may be our last game for North Metro TV, folks. 3rd and 10 on the delay of game, and they'll stick to the ground.
Yeah.
Looks like Mitchell on the carry. Yes. And it gets back to the 31. Go ahead.
I am really impressed by Mitchell this whole game, right? You know, a little bit of a ding earlier, the knee or whatever it was early in the game, but he's come back. He's done great. I really appreciate his technique getting off the ball. You know, sometimes, like I said, the get off as soon as the ball is snapped, he is ready at the line of scrimmage. That's a sign of a well-trained player.
And I think his style complements someone like Brown, who can do a little more with his feet, has a little more creativity with the passing routes and the running routes.
Yep.
Panthers will go forward on 4th down. It will be a passing play, overthrown, up for grabs and falls incomplete, although that works out for Cooper.
It does.
Because they'll take over at the 31 and not
the 15,
inside their own red zone.
Right, yep. Sometimes on 4th down, you have to remember that an interception is not always the right thing to do.
So, Cooper will take over, and we are not in the mercy rule. Again, you have to be 35 or more in the 4th, so we still have clock stoppages with 7:37 to go. A sight I'm used to, the White Bear Lake Park of Cottage Grove game. That one took a little while to reach its completion, but that's the beauty and beast of sport.
Do we have a Woodbury score yet?
I'll see if I can look one up. Pitch.
Oh.
And that's blown up by number 1, Sawyer Thompson.
A nice read and anticipation there.
Thompson with a 6-yard tackle for loss.
Kind of a sign of an inexperienced option quarterback. That was a very fast toss. Maybe it was a design toss, but hang on to it for just a second longer. Maybe give your running back a little chance to outrun that tackle.
2nd and 16. We're in stat padding time. And Spring Lake Park padding their defensive numbers. No gain on the play. On the run by Davison. Okay, half-yard loss. Update on the Woodbury Mounds View game. Woodbury leads 28-17. You have somebody who...
Yes, one of my Minx players has a son, a senior on that team.
Okay. 3rd and 16 for the Hawks. 6:08 to go. Spring Lake Park, they'll go to 6-0. Davison on the carry through the first line, but he won't get much farther, back to the 29-yard line. And again, it's an 8-week season, so Spring Lake Park, St. Thomas Academy, they won't face each other in the regular season. But you have to wonder if it's going to be a 2-team race for the 5A championship. Both teams have plenty of depth, talent, and skills among them.
Yep,
and
a feature back, Baez for St. Thomas Academy and Marshall here.
You know your football. That's the best
go.
punts we have seen. That came from Chad Hill.
Maybe
fair
they
catch
were
was signaled.
Maybe they were listening to our broadcast and gave the punter a little tip there, because his form was 1,000% better on that kick.
So I am looking at the section standings. Spring Lake Park, of course, obviously the 1 seed. Buffalo, number 2, but they're 3-2. So the Panthers should get out of their section, you would think, without too much trouble. Of course, you still got to play the games.
Yep.
We do know they'll get the first round bye for sure as they take over at the 42.
Yes. Uh-oh. More flags.
False start this time. So we'll go to the 37.
That could be, it looks like we do now have the 2s in there.
2s and 3s.
Yep. So that's just
at this level.
Yep. That's
And
just
they just don't.
practice. Yep.
Right. But it doesn't help with our flag count.
Well, I'll tell you, anytime you get to play under Friday Night Lights, even if you get a flag called on you, it's still pretty cool.
I might feel a little differently if I had a flag called on me. I'd be like, ah, shucks. So a run play here. I think we'll see lots of running for the Panthers, just nursing this one home.
I think so too.
Carried by Jonathan Smith to the 45-yard line for a gain of 8. St. Thomas Academy, if you're curious, just a 5-team section in their group, 3-5A, and like Spring Lake Park, far and away the favorite. STA #1 based on QRF, Spring Lake Park #2, which is the exact same ranking those two teams have in the coaches poll. 2nd and 7. Smith on the pitch.
Oh, well done by Cooper. Yeah.
First player to get to him was Javion Wiley, who stops him for a loss of about 3. Yes, 3 yards.
No, good job, Cooper, stringing that play out, making the running back go sideways, not north and south.
Now the 5A rankings does have a little bit of a wrinkle, and I'll get to that after this 3rd down play, which will be a fumble. I think the ball popped out.
It may have.
It looked like the ball squirted out.
Pile.
Cooper says it's ours. And it is.
Yes.
The recovery, number 35, Dadua Carmo, and that's the 2nd fumble forced and recovered by Cooper.
Yep, not sure who caused it in the scrum there, but good job, Cooper, just going for the ball, and also maybe some lazy technique on the part of the Spring Lake Park ball carrier. 2 hands in traffic, sir.
And again, Cooper's answering the question. Why do you keep pushing on when the game's decided?
Because
that's why. It won't get you the win here, but it can give you some hope. It gives you some confidence going into those final 2 games. As we have a 2-yard run on 1st down.
Well, again, even if you have to take an L, being able to have some bright spots to talk about in the film room over the coming week can't be underemphasized.
And Cooper, they have a winnable game next week. They get the in-district rivalry with Armstrong next Friday, and then they go on the road to play Sartell on MEA week. As we get a pass that is caught, and Samaje Young looking to turn upfield. Lots of blue jerseys will get to him, but Young does get inside the 35 to the 34, an 11-yard gain, 1st down.
As a defender, I hated players like that because the turn on a dime kids, because let me tell you, that is so hard to come correctly with your tackling form and not just feel silly because you left your shoelaces in last week.
And I imagine it's tougher for defenders like yourself and others because you can't always anticipate when an offensive player is going to make that cut, that juke.
Yep.
They know when it's coming, you don't.
Correct.
Kind of like the force bounce in Jeopardy. As we get a screen pass that is caught, and spinning his way forward for a couple of extra yards is Eric Larkins.
I like this game plan for Cooper right now. Hitting the outside, seeing what they can do. They clearly have some speed.
So here's the wrinkle that I spoke of in 5A. Matamidi undefeated at 4-0. They were one of 3 teams in the top 10 with unblemished records. But you may recall they had a game that was canceled because of a fugitive incident. There was a robbery that took place near the campus, as we have a run up the middle for Davison. Forward progress will spot him at the 25. So Matamidi has 1 less game. No telling if that game will be made up or not. I think Matamidi took a forfeit. So I don't know how that game will eventually be calculated. 3rd and 1 here. So STA and Spring Lake Park, you have to think those two have a great chance of winning the 5A state championship. Matamidi on a bounce back year after a couple of lean years. They could be the wild card. And don't count out Chanhassen.
I was just going to say, even if they had to take that loss, it doesn't change how good their team is. So.
Well, I think Matamidi got a win by forfeit.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's what I meant. They had to take a forfeit win as we get a run for Van Voorst, but it's back to the 25, and it will be 4th and 1.
Maybe they'll give him. I think he got across the line, but not quite the first time.
Good snap.
Really nice snap, which allowed the timing of that play to work.
No gain or a minimal one, so it's 4th and 1 with under a minute.
We always used to say this was gut check time, 4th and short.
And that's no different even in a 29-point game.
I think he got it.
Davison did.
Looks like. Yep.
Needed the yard, he got it. 32 seconds left. We'll see if Cooper uses any of their timeouts. They had all 3.
The officials did stop the clock. Yep, first down. So the clock will start shortly. And, yep, they just started it.
Cooper opting not to use their timeouts. I think they'll look to run one more play and call it a day if they so choose. Nope, they're just going to call it a game.
Okay. Moral victory, that last first down.
And it doesn't change the outcome, so an understandable situation. Spring Lake Park, the second half, they tapered off a bit, but they were absolutely wondrous in the first half as they rolled to a 41-12 victory and clawed this group to 6-0.
Well, it was a fine kettle to swim with you in tonight, Mike. Thanks for having me on, and looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season holds for these two teams.
It certainly will. We'll have highlights, of course, on next Monday's episode of Sports Den. And we've got plenty more coverage as we wrap up the fall season. But the night belongs to Spring Lake Park, 41-12 over Robbinsdale Cooper. For Jody Raylander and the rest of the North Metro TV crew, this is Mike Beaton thanking you for watching live coverage. We'll see you next time.